Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at Bitcoin on the daily now. Bitcoin is currently at 41,200. We are slowly making our way down um, towards the previous low. So first of all, before I get started, let me move this over a little bit so we can see what's going on. There we go. So as you can see over here on the on my watch list, everything except for 2 or 3 are in the red, right? Totally in the red. Um, so Bitcoin's pulling the market down. When you look at coin market cap shows you the same thing. Let's refresh this here. So coin market cap, we're seeing everything pretty much in the red, just bleeding down. Terra Luna up a little bit, but when you look over here at the 7-day, it's pretty much going sideways. So even though we see some positive numbers for the week and for the day, Terra Luna is just going sideways this entire past week. Same thing with Dogecoin. Dogecoin, 7-day period up 5%, down 4.8% for the last 24-hour period. Everything's in the red. This is kind of what I was waiting for to make a video, because I wanted to see kind of what's going on here, whether we'd have that sell off, and looks like we are. So Litecoin going sideways, everything else going sideways or down. Tron up 1% for the 7-day period, pretty much sideways flat. FTT, FTX token up 9%. Now that's a little bit different. It's kind of, so far they're hanging on to their gains for the week. That's refreshing. And then we've got Theta. Theta is actually up probably 10% for the week. Between the week and today, I guess 7% or excuse me, 2% for the 7 days, and 7% for the 24-hour period. It's just looking like it's going sideways. It's up, just up at the top of the zone. Let's see here. Ethereum Classic, that's a mind scratcher. That's a brain puzzle there. 6% for the 7 days, 1% 24 hours. Okay. So you can see the majority just, Stacks had a big push. Not sure if they're going to hold it or not. ADA did not hold their pump. When you take a look at here, when you take a look here, ADA here did not hold their pump so well. They're back to $1.38. So anyway, let's begin with Bitcoin. On the daily chart, Bitcoin is showing a downturn in the RSI. RSI currently is 34, and this is that downturn I was talking about in the stochastics right here. See, now we have crossed over on the daily, pushing down, so that's a bit concerning. We do have some volume recently, past few days, that has gone up a little bit, but we're still red on our volume oscillator and below midline, so it just shows that we made up a little bit of lost volume, and then now we're rolling over. So taking a look at the chart, let's go ahead and do this so we can see things a little bit clearer, and condense this down so we can see a little bit of everything. Yep, we'll have our marker. Okay, so you can see here a little bit of hopium here. We came down, pushed up, rejected, came down, made a double bottom, and then shot up with a lot of strength. So we're still in that type of pattern, this fractal. Okay, down and rejected. Now we're on our way down, getting very close to that same level. Very, very close. 40,800 is that level, and then we are currently at 41,291. So this area and this area playing out very similar. Does it really mean anything? Don't really know. Don't really know until we have some kind of a strong reaction to the upside. So, taking a look at the fractal down here, the Wyckoff Accumulation Zone, and what we've seen here, you can see that we had the peak here. We had the rejection at the upper resistance level of the Wyckoff zone back in summer 2021. After that, we came all the way down, went up, rejected again, came down, and then we went up again, testing to the midline, and then we just had this creek, right? This creek. And that creek is part of the Wyckoff zone structure. And then right after that, at the end of the creek, it's called the jump across the creek. And then you just push right up. Okay. And then you come down, you consolidate a little bit under the upper boundary of the Wyckoff zone, and then you go right back up. It's called the LPS and then the backup phase. So if we were to, I've said in the past that it looks like we're in between. We're repeating the Wyckoff zone. It's a combination of the Wyckoff zone and this area as well, this zone, and we have a little bit of both going on here. So if I was comparing, so we have a top here, came down, we bounced, went into the creek, and the high here from the zone was right about around 51.5, came down, came all the way down, we bounced a little bit, okay, now we're going back up again, right? Could this be the creek, some type of small little creek? Maybe. If that's the case, then we're going to shoot up pretty quickly very soon. And so was this the creek? Like a little creek type of a zone, and then we shot up? Possibly. So that's really the only hopium that I can find in this scenario. The other option is that after coming down here and having this type of a reaction into the creek, the other option is that we came down, repeated that same little W pattern, and we could move up, get rejected, and then go into a creek-like pattern, come back down to 41.9, and then shoot up hard. So these are the kinds of things that I'm thinking of. Now there's one other thing that I'd like to share, and it's a little confusing. I'm still thinking about it. It's kind of perplexing. When we do look at this Wyckoff zone here, and we look at this area here that we have been in recently, we look at the volume bars. Now we had a big red candle, and we know that institutions can hide their buying in that candle, and we had a candle here, much lower though. Look at that, much lower volumes. But after that we had some green candles, right? They were lower, of course. Green candle here, and then another one here, another one here, and then look, we had a spike. Alright, so we had institutions purchasing here on this supply test. These spikes at the lower boundary, those are supply tests, right? And then another spike here. Alright, so here in the zone that we're just completing, we have a selling climax candle, and sure, we could have institutions purchasing in that area, but look how low it is. Very, very low in comparison to the others, right? In comparison to this one over here and this one over here. Very, very low. In comparison to this one, extremely low. So we're seeing extremely low volumes. And then we went up, we came down. We didn't really see a supply test in this area. And then we went back up, rejected by the 30, back down. Now it looks like we see a supply test in this area. I would say this qualifies for a supply test that we've had recently. But look, there are no large volume bars showing institutional purchasing. See, here we have one, and here we have one, but there are no volume bars here being purchased. Large volume bars showing purchasing by institutions. It's crickets. It's very, very low volume. Almost nothing. You can draw a line across the top, and it's almost nothing in comparison to what we've seen in the past. And if you continue to draw the line across, you can see that the volume now is extremely, extremely low. So this is really interesting. I don't really know what to make of it. Perhaps instead of purchasing in this area, because prices are so low and volumes are so low, right? Any large purchases would really affect the price. Maybe they're buying over the counter, maybe they're buying from miners, whatever, but it's possible that they're purchasing off of the spot market. So there's other ways to get Bitcoin other than the spot market. So this is quite interesting, and it could either be a not so good sign to where maybe the institutions are waiting for much lower prices before buying, maybe a dip down to the 30s, 35, 36, 37, which, by the way, if that occurred, we could still come down to 36, 37 and still have a higher low, right? And still remain bullish in the in the macro structure, right? That's one option. The other option, that's the bearish option, by the way. The other option is we could just have a little spike down that gets purchased, and then we kind of grind out the bottom a little bit, and then we move up. That's the other option. And then the third option, the bullish option, is that we'd soon shoot up from here, right? So if we're going to repeat this Wyckoff zone like we've been doing in a similar fashion, if this truly is a Wyckoff zone, then what we could see is something like extended, some type of extended creek like this, coming low down into the 39.9, maybe 38, and then a very, very sharp push up right after that, completing the zone, the spring, like we've seen here. Okay, so that's really the only hopium. Or we could have a bounce up, right, to the 30-day moving average, and then get rejected, and then have a creek coming down, and then shooting up from there. So, and then that would extend our time in the Wyckoff zone for many more days, and then that would pretty much ensure that we have very low volumes and low price, and more time to accumulate on very, very low volumes here. And if institutions are accumulating down here, then of course they're doing it so slowly, ever so slowly, in very, very small amounts. That's going to take them more time to do it. So that's if they're accumulating, and not getting it off of the OTC market, whatever. But there you go. I didn't want to make it too long. So what to expect? Well, let's take out some fibs real quick, and let's see here. Fibonacci, fibs. Where's the fibs? It's too early. Oh, here we go. There we go. So currently just retesting this same area that we've been in for the last week, and currently 41,362, 40,000, 41 and 40,000 is on the table. Even the 39.6 is on the table, this fib line here. You can see this fib line that's going across here. All right. That is on the table and in play right now. That is the next fib level. And so we just have to wait and see if we hit that or not, right? So the only saving grace about this price action is that this price action could be the creek. This could be the creek that we're in now, or it could be the area just before the creek. Now, if this is the creek, we probably will just trickle down to, 39, 39 or 38, and then have a strong reaction to the upside. So, and that would be the spring, and we'd then be rising up and out of the Wyckoff zone shortly after that. So, there you have it, friends. Just I'm on the sidelines. I'm not doing much of anything right now. I just want to see where the price action takes us, how much lower we're going to go, and where we finish this Wyckoff Accumulation Zone. So altcoins, a lot of the altcoins that made some gains have pretty much lost them. Like I said, ADA is $1.38. So it was at 160. Okay, so it's lost a considerable amount. But if Bitcoin is right around the corner to start moving higher, then of course this is going to bring ADA much higher as well. So ADA, as you know, is closely connected to Bitcoin. So if there is a change of trend just around the corner for Bitcoin, then I would say not a bad place to be purchasing ADA, right? But for me, I'm waiting on the sidelines. I want to see what happens with Bitcoin first. I want to see some type of initiation of the next phase of the Wyckoff zone where we move higher. Okay, I want to see that take place first before I start looking at entries on anything. I want to make sure that we're not going to be going too much lower. I don't think we're going to be going to 36, 35, anything like that. I think we could have, a reaction in this area not long from now. So I'm going to be watching Bitcoin quite closely. We could finish out this week with a little bit of just this, and then move higher, something like that. Have an explosive week next week. That could happen. So just on the sidelines right now. I hope you're doing well, friends. Remember the first rule of the market: do not lose money. That's the first rule. And second rule is make money. Well, hard to make money in a market that's going down or that's flat. I wish you patience, and it just takes patience sometimes. A lot of times, like back in the previous Wyckoff zone in the summer, we were in this in almost for 3 months, right? And that took a lot of patience, a lot of retail. They were bored, they walked away, they left, they sold, and that's really what they wanted. The institutions want, right? The institutions know that retail relies on them to push prices so much higher, right? So what they do is they just don't buy. They just don't push it up. They don't continue the trend until retail gets so bored they sell, and so disgusted and upset and angry because they're losing money and it's not going anywhere, and you know the sentiment gets so low that they sell out of frustration, fear, boredom, anger, whatever. It's an emotional reaction. Only the hodlers and the OGs, the long-term hodlers, the hardcore hodlers, um, you know, don't sell during that time. But a lot of the retail does, and so many times that's kind of what they do. And it looks like that's kind of what's happening here. Is they're just waiting for retail to uh, get fearful and get bored, get frustrated, and just start selling. And then that's kind of when they will step in and start picking it up. But again, we just don't see that volume. We don't see that volume coming. And by the way, when you look at a Wyckoff zone, the whole idea behind a Wyckoff zone is low volume. That is what confirms that it's ready to move higher. And we've seen extremely low volume in this entire zone. When you look at the volume to the left during the last summer in the Wyckoff zone, which was a classic Wyckoff zone, everything about it was classic and predictable. Um, you see that these are very different volume levels than we have now. I mean, you see that the volume levels are almost nothing compared to where they were. See that? See how from the left there's a lot of volume, and to the right there's almost nothing in comparison. Um, so it's ready to move up. Bitcoin is ready to move up. We just need to be patient because I think it's soon. I think it's right around the corner, in my opinion. It's got to be. So that's why I'm on the sidelines. I'm just kind of waiting for some type of a signal, some type of momentum change, volume to come in, volume change, price pattern change that will give me a clue as to what's going on and what's coming around the corner. So there you go, friends. I hope this is enlightening. I hope it gives you something to think about. And take care. We'll see you in the next video. Please let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that the price increase is right around the corner? Are you buying Bitcoin? Are you buying altcoins? Are you in the market, out of the market? Please let me know. Kind of what your thoughts are on the market. Do you think we're going lower, or do you think the bottom is in? I think we're very close to the bottom. I don't think we're going to 35, 34. We could have a little wick down to 39, 38, but I don't think that we're going to go to 35, 36. I just don't see it. Of course, I may be wrong, and the market proves us wrong in many ways, many times. So the idea is not to predict the market, but the idea is to allow the market to show you what it's going to do and when, and just wait for that and react to the market. So that's what I'm doing. I'm on the sidelines waiting for the market to show me and tell me that it's ready to move up, and then I'll I'll act accordingly, and then I'll start entering the market. Take care, friends. I appreciate your viewership. Sorry for the long video, but there you have it. I hope you have a great day, and here's to waiting on the sidelines for Bitcoin. Old grumpy Bitcoin falling down the stairs again. Take care. Bye bye.